Hello people, so this was a far cry better episode than episode 913 that we got last week, even though we got Kaido. The pacing was meh, but I will say the fire breath scene where he obliterated Odin Castle and apparently quote unquote the Straw Hats too, that scene was pretty dope. The animation was so on point with that. However, what sets this episode apart is not only the action but also the animation, and I think the music helps out as well. This was a great episode. The pacing was, once again, it was judgmental. You can judge it for yourself, but either way, it's Luffy versus Kaido, the long anticipated fight. Some levels of inconsistency with the power scaling. People are going to be going nuts over this episode. It's kind of like similar to how we had Luffy versus Big Mom, and they extended that fight with Luffy being in Gear 4. In the manga, it was only one attack in Gear 4, and Luffy had no effect on Big Mom. Gotta appreciate the scene where Luffy is seeing Odin Castle obliterated, and apparently the Straw Hats as well, just sets him off. And I like the animation they use when he triggers Gear 2. Like, wow, that really looked like a DBS power up, honestly. The red aura initiated from Luffy using Gear 2, that's pretty cool. Because it just explains the rage that Luffy has right now. So he goes forth, and Law obviously trying to stop him, having no effect. And I'm glad that it didn't take long with this scene, because it was in the same chapters where Kaido used fire breath to obliterate everybody pretty much. So they got over that quick. So Luffy's starting around. And the thing is, Kaido's still drunk, so he can't control where he's landing. So he's destroying the buildings around. And I was actually thinking at one point, when Luffy actually struck Kaido, you see Speed Summer, right? And she gets nailed by Kaido, who just literally crushes her to death. And at first I thought, oh, because Tama was initially with Speed Summer, did Tama also get crushed? I actually forgot what happened here. So, and Luffy clapped, and I'm glad that's not the case, because, wow, Luffy would have caused that himself. So I like the music, like I mentioned, the music the choice they had Kaido's theme from the beginning with Kaido running around Okabura Town, and he jumps up and he uses elephant gun. Kaido doesn't see it till the last second until Luffy literally screams elephant gun. It's like the clash between Doflamingo and Luffy, but here it's actually that was the final attack that Luffy used. Here, this is the attack that started the fight, pretty much. And Kaido in his dragon form down there. I have my theories about this, and I mentioned this ever since even in the manga. So my question is this: it looked like Kaido was pretty much passed out for one point, and then when Luffy screamed out Kaido, that's when he woke up. So my question is this: did the Gear 3 punch actually have that much effect on Kaido, or was it the fact that he was drunk? Because that's a lot of arguments that people made in that chapter. So I'm curious to find that out. It obviously had effect, but I don't think it did any damage to Kaido. Plus, it was its own form anyway. So Luffy sends Kaido crashing down with Gear 3 elephant gun. So that was a really cool scene, by the way. The music they used, by the way, for that music, again, new OST, and I think that's what's going to set Wano apart on top of the art style and the animation. He did his thing, and then he spots Speed Summer, and then she pretty much tells her Luffy what happened. Yet meanwhile, you have Law trying to catch up with Luffy. Else, I thought we were going to have a Tsunade moment where Okiku was underneath a tree, but turns out Okiku's fine. And I guess they separate, and again, I want to point attention to detail. When you see Kinemon look at the Odin Castle, well, nothing left of it, but obviously when he's thinking about Odin Castle, obviously the memories of Kazuki Odin and Momonosuke apparently gone with it. I mean, Kinemon just cried. Did you notice how Okiku didn't cry? Now, obviously she had faith that Momonosuke was alive, because that's why they separated Kinemon's like, I'll go to Okabura Town, use shirts for Momonosuke. They wouldn't have said that if the Heart Pirates, Momonosuke, and the rest of the Straw Hats were pretty much dead. So, and Luffy said the same thing. It's like, you're out there, right? You guys are fine. And if you notice the scene before Kaido struck fire breath at them, before he obliterated Odin Castle, you notice how each of them panicked except for Shinobu. So I'm willing to bet she did something, because she would have panicked too. So that's just my gut feeling. It's obvious that it's still alive, even without that, because they played this game back at the end of Hawkeye Island where they teased a Big Mom ship itself, blowing up the Sunny, and we know how that turned out. It turned out that Waratsumi actually found a way to get them out of a jam. So I guarantee you something similar is going to happen. But like I said, like the fact that Okiku didn't show any emotion, Okiku didn't tear up at all, it kind of makes me wonder what's going on. Is there something more to it other than the fact that she's a samurai from the Kazuki clan? I don't know. I'm still waiting on that, given what I've seen in the manga. Speed Timer gives Luffy the rundown of what happened. They tried to get away, but Kaido somehow. Now, this is interesting because this didn't take place while Kaido was drunk. At least we can assume because this was outside of Okabura Town and Kaido just came down in his dragon form. So there's no way this could happen unless he already went in his dragon form before this. And that would have been after Luffy said goodbye to Otama, trying to send her back to Armigata Village. They must have been encountered by Kaido, which is what happened. And that's when, I'll give credit, Speed Timer tried to protect Otami, given that similar to what happened when Nami had the controlling the homies to actually put up a front against Big Mom, but you can't really go against Big Mom herself. But it's kind of like the same thing here with Kaido because of Otama's Devil Fruit. That ended badly because he used fire. I was shocked he used that. We didn't get this in the manga, by the way. We just found out that Otama was lying there with the apple, and it looked very bad at the time. So, I mean, wow, they went above and beyond to make you think that Otama was actually killed by Kaido because of the blood and the fact that she's just laying unconscious there. And you think Luffy was satisfied after nailing Kaido with an elephant gun. No. It sets him off even further. So if I take him out now, this is all over, which ain't happening. And the thing is, it's surprising that we get the Luffy versus Kaido showdown now, because I think this is a way of explaining to Luffy the power gap. But believe me, there is a power gap, despite how the anime portrayed it. Again, people are going to have their complaints one way or the other. I didn't have a problem too much, and I'll tell you why. So Luffy had enough. He screamed Kaido, I'm right here. That's what triggers him to get up, and finally Kaido is under the realization that Luffy is here. I don't think he spots Law or anything. It would be nice to see if Law actually puts some work to, but I doubt it, considering how smart Law is. But then he remains in his dragon form, and if you look at the preview, he's clearly in his Oni form in his Luffy. And my question is this: is by the time that happens, is Kaido already sobered up thanks to Luffy? Because that's what it appears like. Anyway, the realization that Luffy is there, he tried to attack Luffy with fire breath, but he casually dodges in base mode, and then jumps up in the air, and then he tries to use another elephant gun, and then we got a clash, and he just blocks it. He blocks it. I guess he uses some type of aura to block it. Anyway, he just tanks the hit, which should be no surprise. It's similar to what happened with Big Mom. However, that was in Gear 4. He uses his tail to whip and actually nail Luffy. So I'm glad that had some type of effect on Luffy, other than the fact that Luffy just trying to well away at Kaido and Kaido not be able to fend off the attack. So I'm glad that was the case, because that would have been a huge error in judgment when it comes to like judging Kaido's power against Luffy. Flying, and then Kaido's going to come and crashing in again. And then this is where Luffy's like, yep, no, I'm not going to let you get away with this. So he hucks up with both arms, uses Gear 3. I've got to give a shout out to Luffy. He blocks the attack, and then he used Elephant Gatling to pummel Kaido, and that's how the episode ends. He doesn't even show Kaido with being sent back or anything. He just you see him just taking the blows, and that's the end of the episode with the result of Elephant Gun. So I like how they ended with action. It took us a long time to get here, but here we are. And it looks like they extended the episodes to 3, or 2 technically, because now the fight's actually technically begun. And next episode, if you look at the title, we know it's going to get resolved for those who read the manga. Just look at the title, you know what's coming. And Luffy's going to have a huge wake-up call next episode, so I can't wait for that. The animation in this episode, like I said, combined with the art and the music, was great. So this was a far cry better episode than the last episode we got so far. Obviously, not everybody's going to be happy with this. I thought it was okay. I thought the work went really above and beyond with the animation here. And I will point out, it seems, I don't want to make too many speculations because we really don't know much all that much about Kaido, but I will say it seems like his dragon form isn't as strong as his Oni form, and I only say that because if it was, there's no reason for Kaido to get back in that form next episode, so we'll find out. But let me know what you guys think down below. That's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like this review if you did, subscribe to the channel for more One Piece. Catch you guys later. Thanks, guys. Bye.